Hello, all you Geminis. Welcome to Love Adventure number 3, where this reading is going to be about what the Creator wants you to know over the next 3 months around love. And if this reading doesn't resonate with you, I do have Love Adventure number 1 and Love Adventure number 2, which I'll have posted at the end of this video. So if this one doesn't hit home, maybe check out one of those others because they're all timeless, so you can check into those. Or if you want additional information on love, you can also look at those. But this reading is going to be for Geminis, regardless of where it is at in your chart, whether it's in your Venus or your Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, this would also apply for you. We're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Rumi Oracle and just get the overall energy for the entire 3 months, and then we'll look in for each of the individual months as well. So for our Geminis, what would you like them to know about the overall for the 3 months? And they want this one right here. It's being stubborn. There we go. And you have, it is Layla. Card number 34. I love that, looking up at the universe there. Beautiful card. And we will start this right here, kind of in the middle. And we will see what the book has. And I'm not going to read the entire thing to you because it is quite extensive and they provide a lot of information. But this is not story time with Bretta Zen, so I'm not going to read all of this to you. I'm just going to find out what jumps out from the Creator for you. And it starts out, it says, "O beloved, how you are to be envied. You're being given the gift of no self, no noise, no sense. The great beloved truly wants you to be closer than ever to the wild, universal heart. In that field of love, every electronic device goes haywire, systems collapse, worlds collide, and great stars are born from the chaos. But the real you will sense none of this. You'll be staring at your beloved, so intoxicated by love, your tongue will loll out of your mouth, and you'll drool like a bloodhound, and you won't care a hoot. Neither will the great beloved. Such will be the passion of your reunion that the only thing to matter will be the one great love exploding inside your being. So who cares if you have no idea what day it is? Wait, what was your job supposed to be again? Or how to make conversation, let alone intelligent conversation at the dinner table? Ah, well, you shall not be yourself anymore. You shall not be so appropriate or sociable." And I'm going to stop there. There's a lot more, but I'm really feeling like what this message is that you are connecting to this universal love, the universal heart, this beautiful unconditional love that is inside of you. So you're not going to care. Your ego, your human side cares so much about what's going on in the world because it's concerned with that conditional love. It's worried that it's going to do something to mess up or make a mistake and someone's going to judge you and reject you and you're going to feel like you're unlovable. But this is all about this beautiful inner journey, this love adventure that you're going to be on over this 3 months, is finding the love that you've been searching for all along, and it's inside you, and you're just going to feel so loved. You're not going to care what's going on outside of you in the storm outside of you. So this is a beautiful beginning, definitely. And we're going to start off for pulling the first month by this Return of Spirit cards. And we're just going to see what the Creator wants you to know about your first month. And one more time. All right, so for our Geminis, what do you want them to know about month number 1? Okay, actually, it's this one right here. Yeah, mediumship. Connecting and being a channel for the unconditional love from above and all those beautiful loving messages that come through. So this makes a lot of sense. And we'll also read from the book just to see what other guidance comes, but it says, when thoughts of our departed family members or friends come to mind, it is because they are with us in that moment. And this card can be a way for your departed loved one to tell you that they love you and are still very much here with you. Most likely you're in need of their love, their support, and their encouragement at this time. And though you can no longer see them with your physical eyes, they have not left your side. And the other reason this card may have come to you is because you have a gift and an ability to speak to those on the other side. And it's quite possible that you are not aware of the gift. I probably doubt that, though. I'm sure you do. Spirit is encouraging you to begin to develop this skill even more. And on the other hand, you may be quite aware of your mediumship abilities, but questioning your skills and your level of connection. Most intuitives feel they could be more connected, bring through clearer messages, or receive more information. It's hard not to doubt yourself at times, but right now, Spirit is saying not to. You definitely have a gift, and sometimes we can just simply need to get out of our own way. Try not to compare yourself to other mediums. Just allow your gift to operate for you in its own unique way. Trusting and accepting are the quickest ways to nurture your connection to its fullest potential. Either way, those on the other side are reaching out to you at this time. Be open to their communication in whatever form it may come. Every person on this earth is born with the ability to connect with those who've passed over. So do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt them. The more open and accepting you are, the stronger the communication will be. So, yeah, definitely. So when we're talking about you connecting to this unconditional love over these 3 months and just be filling up with so much of that love, it totally makes sense, because the frequency at which Spirit speaks is unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. And when you're raising your vibration to this, like I said, super, super clear communication. Here's all this purple. This is your crown chakra. All the pinks is your high heart. So you're definitely, this month, you're just taking your whole communication with the Creator, with Spirit, with your angels, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, whatever you believe in, you are going to have such a clear communication with them. So I love that. And we're going to pull some cards here from these tea leaf, and I did want these two. And then we want one more here. And this is just going to be more information about this first month. And you've got teardrops. This says great personal sorrow. But what I really feel from this is, tears are healing. And this is you allowing yourself, air sign Geminis, to feel your feels, to allow those walls around your heart to fall down, to break apart, because you do have this amazing opportunity for your heart, because that's where we communicate with the other side, to really put aside the mind stuff. We talked about here about all that stuff happening on the outside. It's moving that, further away to where you connect and you allow your emotions to flow. Really feeling the feels during this first month, allowing yourself to do that. Yeah. And you have a handshake here. And I really feel, that painting of the Creator reaching down, and it's usually 2 fingers, though. It's like, touching like that. This says a meeting with a stranger could be important, and especially with this moon here, this quarter or new moon, this is this connection to the spiritual realm that is being indicated here. And the stranger is about getting to know more of your higher self, more of the spiritual side of yourself. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so this for some of you can be that you come across someone that you don't know anything about, and you have this knowing about everything that happened in their life or significant things. And in talking to them, and you're just sharing things, and they're like, how do you know this stuff? It's really helps you make this leap into believing in your gift because of this stranger. Because I know in the beginning, you don't normally share openly your gifts with strangers. It's usually in your one-on-one relationships with people. And for me, in the very beginning, even when I was a teenager, I used to talk to people, friends and acquaintances, and they would share, I'm sure you're the same, where people just share their lives with you and they don't know why they're sharing it with you, but you're just like, yeah, I know. It's like, you're kind of feeling like in a situation like this where this happened, right? And they're like, who told you? And you thought you were just grasping at an example that popped into your head, but you were sensing and sharing this message, and that's the kind of stuff that I feel will happen for you in this first month. Yeah, Target. And this is a goal-oriented person, but I really feel like this is you, that you're hitting things, you're nailing things right on target. So again, with this message of your mediumship, you are not, as you get out of your mind and you step out of the way, then you hear so much more clearly. When your ego and fear and worried about, what if I say something wrong? What if? That's all that noise that makes your communication so staticky. When you're centering yourself and just filling up with this love, not worried about any of those expectations, any of those supposed to be, should be's, blah, 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 and you're just filling up with love and sharing the messages, it's so clear. You nail it, like bullseye, and they're like, like we said here, they're just like, how do you know this stuff? Then we're also going to pull a card here from this tarot deck and just see what else the creator wants you to know about this first month. One more time. All right, so what else for our Geminis? Okay, there we go. Boom, bada boom, bada boom. And you have card number 20. This would normally be like the Judgment card. I love how they present this, though, because here you are joining together, and the moon energy, like we talked about here with this moon. The High Priestess, she's the one that connects to the moon. And there's beautiful moon energy here about you going into the unknown, connecting to the other realms. And it's also about, it says karma on the bottom here. And it's usually the Judgment card in the Standard Tarot, and it usually has people rising from the dead out of their graves, and then there's like a angel with a horn waking you up, and that's your higher self. And it's the delineation between that you have your physical human self and you have your higher spiritual self. And so there's this because it's card number 20, when you add 2 plus 0, you get 2, which is the two of you. And it's funny, that during this year, the creator is having me do this separate video kind of series called You Times 2, which is all about you getting to know your higher self. I'll have that linked at the end of the video too, and I really feel like that is this calling that's happening for you, which is another thing that sometimes you'll see it named in other tarot decks. It's called the calling, and it's your higher self calling you to your higher purpose, which totally fits in with this mediumship card. And then you have the 7 of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and being connected to all these beautiful emotions that you've been feeling. With all this, you definitely have experienced your empathic abilities. And even though you're looking at this for your air sign Gemini, you probably have a lot of water in your chart. You definitely have, like it talked about, the empathic abilities where you're picking up on all these different emotions from different people. And I know that can be confusing. And I'm going to slide this one under here. That, when you first connect to the emotions and feelings of other people, it gets overwhelming, and you kind of, am taken back to when I really started to open up, and I was sitting in a restaurant and I was almost in tears, and the person I was with was like, "What's the matter? What's going on?" And I go, "I just feel so many emotions. Like that person over there feels so depressed and down because I really feel like their relationship is ending. And this person over here is so angry, and this one person over here is also sad." And I just felt all these emotions, and you just get flooded with them all. That you learn to build up this amazing gelatin. I used to call it my jello mold that's around me, this giant jello. And it's like people's emotions would come and poof, they would stick in there. It wouldn't get to me, and I wouldn't take on everyone's emotions. I would be able just to see them and know they existed, and I could even touch them and understand them and dive deep in them, but I wouldn't take them on as my own. So if you have been feeling that emotion and feeling that confusion, just know that you can develop this, this field around you that keeps everyone's emotions from sticking onto you and for you absorbing them. You can still feel them and experience them, but they don't become so attached to you and flood into you. You keep them at bay enough to where you can function as a human without people thinking you're losing it. Another thing that the Spirit showed me with developing that is kind of looking at it as an airplane operator. The ones are not an airplane operator, but the radar operator kind of person at an airport, where they have the radar and they have, you're at the center and you have all these blips that are around you, which are the planes coming in, and they have like the really tiny, like their flight number and whatever, but you can click on it and expand it and dig into it more and understand more about the flight and what's on it and all the information. And that's kind of how you can do it too. It's all about you developing this field or this understanding that you are in control of these emotions. And don't feel so, victimized by that you feel everyone's emotions. You can if you want. That's an experience that I know I went through. I was like, why is this happening to me? Why am I being punished by feeling everyone else's emotions? But that's one side of it. That's like our experience, and we're given information. But you also have the ability to fill up and send out emotion, so you can feel people's emotions coming into your emotional pipeline. But a great strength of yours, and I almost kind of feel like these individuals, it's like your ability to send out emotion is so powerful as well, that you can impact a room. And you probably have realized it by now, that you can come into a room, and if they were up and happy beat and you're in a bad mood, you can send your emotion out and send this fog in and take away that sunny day from them, right? And not that we have control of other people's emotions, but we have that influence where our energy can make it more difficult for other people to choose happiness. But you also can walk into a room that is very foggy and very dark, and people are having stress and a lot of those shadow emotions, and you can be this ray of sunshine that burns away that fog in a second, and people are like, oh, you see people's faces light up with you just walking in because of your energy. So just be aware of that. All right, well, that was a lot for the first month, which is amazing for you. And we're moving into the second month, and for that, we're going to pull a card here from the numerology guidance cards, at least one. Let's see what they bring forth. Just see what Creator wants you to know about your second month. Okay, so for our Geminis, okay, that's one right there. And you have personal growth, number 7. And again, a very purple card. And if it's coming through as blue, but it's very purple off camera here. It's like radiant purple. And let's take a look here and see what message comes with this. Obviously, this is all about your life growth. And throughout this whole process, you're just going to be just growing like crazy and making leaps and bounds. Yeah, this card indicates a time of significant growth and improvement where you're being encouraged to be the best that you can be. It's a time to ask yourself, who am I? What do I want from life? And what is preventing me from achieving it? When you ask yourself these questions, observe whatever comes up. Then acknowledge your mental and physical limitations, set realistic goals for overcoming them, and take the necessary steps to follow through. With your desire and your determination, you can reach your full potential. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to investigate anything that helps raise your conscious awareness and enhance your self-esteem. It could be a book, a CD, an online seminar, a workshop, a health program, a yoga practice, or meditation. Or it may be working with an energy worker, a therapist, or a life coach, whatever suits your needs. A step in this direction, regardless of what it is, will set you up for life. And as you improve yourself, you improve your quality of life. As you raise your awareness, you align yourself with Source, with the Creator, with this Spirit. And this is all you need to make your dreams come true. And this affirmation for this card is, as I improve myself, I improve the circumstances of my life. And that is great. I really feel with this that you have this, it's not about that you're imperfect right now. It's that those outside things with your mind we talked about earlier have made you forget who you really are and have this limited feeling. And that's why we come here. We come here to experience our smallness in order to understand our grandness and our bigness. So it's more that you're this perfect mountain already and that you're just wandering around it, discovering the perfection of who you are. It's more that you're remembering it. So when it talks about improving, it's just your understanding of yourself is improving. It's not like you yourself are changing. You're just becoming aware of who you really are. Then we're going to pull some more T cards here, and they really wanted this one for you. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. So this month of the year, you have February. So I know February would not be your birthday if you're looking at your Gemini sun, but if you were looking at it for something else, this could be your birth month. This could also be a significant date that happened in your life, whether it is someone who passed, because it did mention about reaching out to loved ones here, or just a significant birth date of someone else. So regardless, this is speaking to you. So if you chose this deck, if you are listening to this reading, then this date, a month of February, is going to be some sort of confirmation for you in some way. You also have fire. Beautiful. It says strong emotion, passionate love, or hate. So this definitely, we talked about connecting to your emotions, how it was important for you to do that, with this great feeling. It's feeling the feels. So you are allowing yourself to feel those strong emotions, and you are also learning to develop a stronger and stronger filter and a stronger buffer so that you're not being overwhelmed by those emotions that are coming in. And you have the broken wishbone. And it says on here that there's a wish that will not be granted. But what I feel for this is it's this understanding. You're getting clarity about your wishes and what you thought you were wanting to have come true. And it's because of this. Again, it's the separation between that human side and your spiritual side. There's these ego things that come in, and it's, I want to be a well-known medium, or I want to be able to do this, and I want to be known, and because it seeks validation, it seeks love. But this broken wish is this clarity that comes for what you really, really want in your life. And it's not, all this hoopla and everything else. You're wanting to express this beautiful emotion. There's purple around this too. So it's this knowledge, this higher knowledge that comes about what it is that you really want in your life. Yeah. Ta-da! Angels! spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So yeah, definitely this is about you getting your spiritual guidance. It's everything we talked about already. So definitely confirmation here in case we had any doubt. And then we're going to pull, of course, a card from the tarot here. Okay, actually these two popped right out of the deck, so we don't even have to shuffle. Yeah, King of Wands. Wands is fire energy. It is your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion. It's also your spiritual energy. And with it being the king, this is like a message of the highest spiritual energy that you can achieve, which is connecting to the higher realms. So this is definitely what they're wanting this card to represent for this particular reading for this month. Yeah. Yeah. Then you have the Ace of Cups. Cups are your emotions. And a strong emotion here with this fire and this passion. But it's also the Ace of Cups is the gift from the Creator. It's the gift from the other side. It is the chalice, the Holy Grail. What is filling this up is the living waters. It is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So what I was talking about in the beginning about you being filled up with all this beautiful emotion from the other side, you fill up and then it overflows, like I was talking about earlier. This is you being that cup, allowing yourself to fill up with this divine love, this divine energy, filling up and then overflowing out to the world and communicating and giving those messages. So, you know, can't make it up. I just love how everything communicates so well and how much they want to communicate so clearly to you. And then we move into the third month, and for this one, we're going to pull cards here from these Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. And just see what the Creator wants you to know about the third month. All right, so for our Geminis for month number 3, okay, yeah, they want this one right here. Actually, they said they want 2, so we will obey. And you've got the bigger picture. Card number 57. It says sometimes, particularly during times of accelerated growth, like we were talking about the growth here, right? We might feel confused or overwhelmed, like we talked about with that 7 of Cups. Unable to see the woods for the trees. This card asks you to stand back and see the bigger picture. Everything is happening just as it should, and you will soon regain clarity. And that is great because that reminds me so much here of the Hanged Man in the tarot, which is seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from up above. And so I really feel like this is about you connecting to your higher self, seeing higher truths, seeing, like I said, from this eye in the sky instead of from down here. Because when you're in a maze, like with high walls, all you can see is like forward and backward, and you can get to a crossroad and you're like, oh, I don't know which way to go. But when you're up above, seeing the maze from the top, it's very easy, and it makes it a very much more smoother progression, right? Yeah, because then you have to take a risk. And that says, step out of your comfort zone. Feeling safe and secure is a wonderful experience, but if we remain in our safe zone for fear of change, we create a limiting and restrictive environment that can ultimately lead to stagnation and the loss of our creative potential to manifest our greatest contribution to the world. So let go of fear and take a risk. And what I loved about this too was here it talked about protection from harm, and something else with the King of Wands in this previous one is that they normally have like a lizard or a salamander on there. And what that represents, because Wands is all about passion and spark, and they're like, go for it. And the salamander, the lizard, protects the King of Wands from risk. So I love that. It says, take a risk because you are protected. You are protected. So it is perfecto. And then we're also going to pull from these tea leaf cards again. And let's see what we have here. And we want that one and one more. And then there will be one last, and they want me to take the bottom one from this giant stack, and we'll put that over here for the final message from the tea leaves. But for month number 3, you've got Fox. And it says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So with this taking a risk, this can be definitely about you changing your vocation, bringing in this spirituality in this new way, this new connecting to the other side, and being willing to, even if it's not like leaving your job completely, it may be going part-time. It may even just be investing money into this new venture that you're going to be going on with this new love adventure too. So believing in yourself, and again, taking the guidance, taking the risk, but listening, making sure that you are acting out of ego and out of fear. And you'll know the difference, because one will feel so much lighter than the other. One will feel heavy. If it feels heavy, that's of ego. If it makes you feel lighter, then that's of spirit. And then you have younger man. And this says dealings or relationship with a younger man. So with some youthful type energy coming in here. It's going to be different for a variety of you, but I kind of feel like a page in like the suits, like kind of like the Page of Wands, really, with this Wands energy here, that this is this, they talk about fools rushing in, and this kind of youthful energy that's coming in for you is like, it's okay to have some of that. You don't have to make sure everything is going to unfold exactly perfectly, and that there's no, I want to say no risk, but because it's like, don't worry about the risk, because they don't. When fools rush in, when they know what they want to do, they're like, woo, and they go for it. And that's kind of the energy I feel is coming in with this one here. Yep. And then you have the staff, which would be wands in the standard tarot. And you will be taken care of in difficult times. So again, this is this reaffirming of this taking a risk, that don't worry, you're taken care of. So be bold. New opportunities are going to be showing themselves. Yeah. And then you got box. So you will receive a gift. So you definitely have this beautiful unfolding of things coming into your life here regarding this love. And starts with this connecting to the love from above. And as you connect to your higher self, you also understand what you want to do, what your true passion is, because that's what, all this wands energy that is coming in here with this fire. It's about going beyond the ego, like we talked about, all those dreams that were handed to you, all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos. Because, when you had those, when someone gives you a dream to live, you wake up in the morning and go, ugh, I got to go live my dream. But with this new stuff coming in, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I might even, like I say, sometimes you wake up early going, I can't wait. I'm not going to go to bed, back to sleep for another hour. I'm going to get up and do stuff, because you're so excited about what's happening and unfolding into your life. And I'm just going to move this one up here for a moment, because we're going to pull also a tarot card or two, or whatever they want here for month number 3. Okay, just one. One is enough, right? And you've got Justice, card number 9. And she wields this Ace of Swords. So justice is kind of like this balance, this understanding, the balancing of the scales. And well, like one side of the scale is our human side, our mental side, and the other is our higher self. Kind of like I talked about in the beginning about getting to know the you times two, the two of you, and getting this balance that comes in here. Because this Ace of Swords does two things for you. One, it allows you to connect to the capital T truths that you find by connecting to the other side here. But it also allows you to slice away and cut away those small T truths that are no longer serving you. Those beliefs that were keeping you limited and keeping you small before, keeping you afraid because of all those conditions of everything that you needed to be or become in order to be lovable and acceptable. But because you're connecting to this unconditional love and this beautiful spiritual energy from the other side, you don't feel like you have to do anything to change. Like I mentioned, you're realizing you are this perfect mountain already, that you're just discovering more and more about who you really are. So I love that. And then your final tea leaf for the entire 3 months is mule. It says, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And that could be you. So, that is so perfect for what we were talking about here too, with this, balancing out, but this cutting away of the thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. You have two sides of being stubborn, right? You have I don't want to give up because I feel safe. We were talking about here in these cards about I feel safe and I feel comfortable. I don't want to leave my comfort zone. And it's like, well, things will unfold for you in your life, kind of like an eagle's nest, where if you feel comfortable in the little nest, eagles make these nests out of this craggly, sticks and branches and all this stuff, which is very uncomfortable, but then they pad it with furs and, leaves and different stuff to make it very soft. So when they lay their eggs inside, that they're safe and secure and kept warm. And then when the little eaglets hatch, it's all safe. They're not, poked by stuff. And when the eaglets get old enough where it's time for them to fly, they are like, why would I want to leave this comfortable nest? It's beautiful and warm and you're feeding me and bringing me food. So why would I want to leave? Well, Mama and Papa Eagle start ripping out the comfortable things to make it uncomfortable enough where they will want to leap and learn to fly and face their fear of flying. And that's what the universe does for us. That's what unfolds for us. And I kind of feel like that is what has been happening. And it's like, yeah, I understand I've been stubborn and I'm going to, I know that things will be removed for me to make it uncomfortable enough for me where it's not comfortable to stay in that comfort zone anymore because you're not being yourself. You get these ugly feelings where your fears get outweighed without being your true authentic self. That's kind of what's happening here. The other side of being stubborn though too is that you don't give up on when you want something bad enough or you love someone bad, I say bad enough, just strongly enough that you will not give up on them, that you have this strength, this inner stubbornness where you will just, make leaps and bounds. And that's the healthy side of stubbornness, right? And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from this Chakra Love deck just to see what the final message that the Creator has for you. There you go. For this period of time. Hilarious. Solar plexus, fearlessness. Turn your worrier into a warrior. And so everything we we're just talking about with that fearlessness, there you go. So I am loving this little love adventure for you. And you have your beautiful little heart here now. I want to let you know, in addition to these readings, like I mentioned, if this one didn't resonate with you, I will have Love Adventure number 1 and 2 up here, and the U times 2 linked here at the end, and it'll be down in the description box too. But in addition to all that, I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for fire signs, water signs, the different elements, also new moon, full moon, and a few different other types as well. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, and then click the subscribe button. That'll bring up this little notification bell. When you click on that, you can set your setting to be notified immediately when new videos come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share it, or you subscribe to it, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy that it wants to share these videos with others, so it'll make it a recommended video. So if you want to do any of those things, of course, I am so greatly appreciative for that, but also there's never any pressure to do so, because I love bringing these messages. All right, Geminis, just know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing love adventure. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.